Okay, grade 11s, this is page 64 from the JPEGD workbook. This is the question on the right hand side. I'll just read through the instructions first. We are given the front view and the top view of a right regular square pyramid, and also we are given a cutting plane AA. So this is the front view, this is the top view of the square pyramid. Instructions: we have to draw this four views using scale 1:1. We have to draw the given front view, sectional top view, a sectional left view, and the true shape of the cut surface, and we have to show all necessary constructions. No hidden detail is required. So obviously we are given the front view and the top view, and remember from the instructions we have to draw a sectional top view, right? Not just a top view. So this is the top view, but it's not a sectional top view. So that means I'll have to start by drawing this top view in light construction, and after drawing the top view in light construction I'll have to draw the front view, right? Because obviously we need the cutting plane so that we can project the points on the cutting plane to our top view, right? Okay, so I'll start with the top view. I'll draw the top view in light construction. So I drew two lines there. I don't know if you can see the two lines, the vertical line and the horizontal line. Light construction. So obviously for me to draw this top view, this shape as a square, right? And we are given the measurement there. So this is the across flats. So obviously from here to there it's 38. So I can just draw a circle first. I will just say this is our diameter, 38. I'll divide that by 2, which is 19. So I'll take my compass and measure 19. So obviously this is a square and we are given the measurement there, which is 38. So I can just draw a circle first in light construction and then draw the square just outside the circle. Or I can just use my 45 by 45 set square to draw this square. It's up to you. So I'll just measure this 38, but obviously I have to divide this by 2 on my compass. So 38 divided by 2 is 19. So I'll just measure 19 there and draw a circle. Like that. Then I take my 45 degrees set square and I just draw a line there. So obviously this must be 38. Yes, it's 38. So remember I'm drawing the top view in light construction. So I'll just draw that. Move my set square to this point and draw the last side there. Okay, so this is my top view in light construction. So now I can just measure 10 there and draw the XY line. So just add the XY line there and label that XY line XY. Okay, so this is my front view, but now I'll have to add the cutting plane, because remember there's a cutting plane there, and the cutting plane is at an angle of 45 degrees, and obviously we are given the height of that point from the cutting plane, right? So I'll measure that 50 there. Let me just move my drawing board down. So I'll mark off 50 there, right? So obviously the cutting plane intersects this edge right there. Then I'll take my 45 degree set square, because that line, that cutting plane is at an angle of 45 degrees. So I'll just add my cutting plane right there, like that. So this is my cutting plane. This is cutting plane A. Okay, so from here, so now because I have the cutting plane there, so before I project the points down to the top view, let me just label the points. It's very important for you to label all the points. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the point there in the middle. So I'll just label the base. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this point from our front view is right there at the top. So I can just say this is point T, right? Okay, so from our front view, from the base here, we have point 1. Then here, we have point 2 and 4. That means the 2 points share a point from the front view. And we also have point 3 there. And T is up there. Okay, perfect. So now let me just project the points from the cutting plane. I have 1, 2, 3 points, right? Okay, so the cutting plane is cutting the solid right here from those 3 points, right? So obviously I'll start with line T1. Where is T1 from the top view? T1 is right there. So I'll just project that point to line T1. So that means this is our first point of the cut surface, right? And then when I move to this point there, so because this line is vertical and this line is vertical here, so it's impossible for me to project this point from there down. So it's better for me to project this point either to this line or this line, right? Okay, so I'll just project this point to line T3, right? So now that means I have a point there, and then I'll just project this down to line T3 from the top view. So I'll just project that down to this line, so that means it's a point there. So because obviously here I have 2 lines, I have T2 and T4, right? So T2 is right there and T4 is right there. So on that point there, I'll just put my compass at point T to that point that I've projected now. So obviously I have to project this point to line T2 and T4, right? Okay, just like that. So obviously this point will be there and there. Okay, perfect. So now I can move to the next point. So this point is between these 2 points, T3. So T3 from the top view is right there. So I'll just project that point down to that line T3. So that means this is our cut surface. I can just connect the points like that, like that. Okay, so now I can just hatch this cut surface. Okay, so now remember we have removed that top portion. We are left with the bottom one because looking from the top, for us to see the cut surface, we have to remove this portion for us to see the cut surface. So now I have to draw the remaining part on our top view. So I can just, obviously the base, we still have the base, so I can just draw the base, that square shape, because the base is still there, it's not cut out. So I can just draw it quickly like that. Okay, so now it's easy for us because we just draw lines from all the points from the base to where the points of the cut surface are. So I can just draw from point 1 to that point, point 3 to that point, point 2 to that point, and point 4 to there. So this is our sectional top view. So that means I'm done with the sectional top view. I can just mark that off. So sectional top view and the given front view. So now I'll move to the sectional left view. So the left view will be drawn somewhere here. So I'll have to add an XY line first. So I can measure 10 from there to there and draw the XY line and label that XY line X1, Y1. Okay, and then obviously I'll add my 45-degree line there like that. Okay, and then I'll just project all the points for the base to the 45-degree line like that, then I project them up. So obviously this is the base. Obviously I'll just project all the points to there. Okay, so these are the points for the base, right? Okay, so obviously point T, it's on the same line as point 1 and 3, so I can just extend that. Then from our front view, point T is right there, so I can just project the height there. So this is our point T, right? Because T was there, so where they connect, it's a point. And then point 1 is there from the front view, and point 1 from the sectional top view is there. So I'll just use this line. So where they connect, it's a point, it's 1. So I have 2 points on the same line, so it's point 3, so they connect there. So here I have point 1 and 3, and then here I have 2, so 2 is there. So this is point 2, and then this is 4. So now I can just connect the points there in light construction first, like that, like that. So this is our sectional, not sectional, this is our left view in light construction. So now I will have to project the points from the cutting plane so that I can come up with the sectional sectional view or the cut surface, right? Okay, I'll start with T1, right? T1, we have a point there, so T1 is right there. So that means this is our first point of the cut surface, and I'll move to that one. Remember here we have 2 lines, we have T2 and T4. So I'll start with T2. T2 is right there, so that means I'll just project that point to T2. That means we have a point there, and then we have T4. T4 is this line, so I'll just project that to T4, and we move to the last point up there. So that point is on line T3. Where is T3 from our left view? T3 is there, so I'll just project that to that line. So that means I have a point there. So this is our cut surface. I just connect the points using solid lines like that. And then I can just hatch that surface. Let me just use my 45-degree set square. Okay, so this is our cut surface. Now I'll have to draw in the remaining part of that solid view. So remember, this is our sectional left view. That means we're looking at this front view from the left. So for us to see the cut surface, I'll have to remove that portion there. That means I'll be left with this portion. So that means I'll just draw the lines there. So I'll just draw those lines there, because point T, we have cut that point out, so that part there is cut out. There is no need for us to draw lines to point T, because T is cut out. Okay, so just draw that. that. So this is the complete sectional left view. So I can just mark off that view there. Okay, so now I'll have to draw the true shape of the cut surface. So obviously I'll go back to our cutting plane. That means I'll have to project these points up from the cutting plane. So I can just put my set square on that line like that. Then I'll just have to slide this down a little bit. Okay, and then obviously I hold this set square in place like that, and then I'll just move this one. So I'll project the point there up. Oh, sorry about that. Project that point up, this point up, and also that point. Okay, perfect. Oh, I forgot to add the XY line. So just slide this set square up a little bit there. Then I add the XY line there. So this will be our X2, Y2, right? Okay, so let me just move the drawing board a little bit so that we can see the true shape there. Okay, so now obviously it's up to you. You can choose this sectional top view or this sectional left view, right? It's up to you. So I'll just use this one. I'll choose this view to project all the points to our true shape there. So now I'll have to take my compass. So I'll start with this point here from the cutting plane. So this point is there from our sectional left view. That means I'll have to measure this distance from the x1 y1 line to that point, right? And then I'll transfer this distance or this point to that section. That means I'll put my compass at that xy line and mark a point there. So this is our first point of the true shape, right? Okay, I move to this point now. So here, remember we have 2 points. It's 1, 2. So I'll have to project those 2 points to our true shape there. I'll start with this point. Now that means I'll use this line. Then I mark point there. Then I just measure this second point. Do the same thing. Put my compass on that x2, y2 line. Mark a point there. So that means I have the 2 points there of the cut surface. And then now we move to the last point. That point is right there. Do the same thing. Take that distance. And then I transfer that to our true shape up there. Mark a point. So this is our true shape. That means I'll have to connect these points using solid lines. Like that. And then after that I can just hatch that shape. You just use this set square. Okay, so this is our true shape right there. So I can just label that view there, true shape. So that's our true shape. I can then mark it off there. So that means I'm done with this question. But now I have to label these views. So this is our front view. I'll just write the front view down there. Front view. And then this view is our sectional left view. Sectional left view, and we also have our sectional top view there. So this is our sectional top view. So this is our complete drawing for this question on page 64.